I know my haters hate they think I gloat when I say, oh, I'm right. But I was right. And I did a video in 2019 before a lot of this stuff was announced. So it's 3 years ago. It's a little bit ago. I think it was 2019. It wasn't 2018, was it? Might have been. But I took a clip from that video. You can go watch it. It's still live. But I took a clip from that video of me saying exactly this. And obviously this is not updated. I'm in a completely different background. I'm also, this was back when I was fucking jacked here. I was probably like 225, I think. Right now I'm probably like 208 back then. So this is a different time, different place. But let's listen to me and what it is that Buffer me had to say about some of these different things that are going to occur. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're going to get more goofy ass characters that nobody asked for. Iron Man gets killed off. Spoiler alert. I think you're kidding yourself if you think you're not about to get Riri Williams in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You're gonna get more than likely characters like America Chavez as well. Hate to be basically it's a video where that was the whole point of the video. I did a video dedicated. It wasn't even the first time that I mentioned it. I did a video dedicated towards specifically mentioning, like, hold on to your butts. You are going to get a lot of characters that nobody asked for because of the focus. This was like right in when social justice was about to be in. And I talked about how, with Captain Marvel was that going to show you guys all of that. And yes, of course, they have finally started filming Ironheart. Now, she was announced that she was going to get her own series, I think, at the end of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. America Chavez, I can't remember if it was 2021 that it got confirmed that she was going to be in I think it was. Basically, I think it was rumors. They kind of held on to that. But I saw the writing on the wall. It was so painfully obvious because of the introduction of Captain Marvel. And what Captain Marvel showed is that Marvel was about to pivot. I don't know. To me, I don't know. I think there was maybe an intention to have this character appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I do think that there was something that maybe happened. Maybe it was DC coming out with Wonder Woman and all of that. I don't know what exactly it was. But they sandwiched it in. You can watch my long form video. I break everything down. This is back when I did stuff because I was actually invested in it. It was called The Unique Shoehorn of Captain Marvel. And I break down how it made absolutely no sense, her introduction. So you can go watch that. But that introduction meant that they were willing to, because you think about it. Basically, the Marvel Cinematic Universe was built upon OG Avengers, period. It was built. That's exactly what it was built upon. It was built upon, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk. Even though you had Ant-Man, you had a version of Ant-Man, and you had a version of Ant-Man and Wasp. But those are OG Avengers. You know what I mean? In that regards. So that was built upon really source material, but built upon exactly that. Taking characters that it made sense for them to at least be there. Captain Marvel signified the pivot, right? That's what it was. And it started feeling like, considering the era that we had just left from with all new, all different Marvel, where all they did was, how do I explain this? All they did was, it was a lot of tokenization during all new, all different Marvel, but that's when you got a lot of introduction to characters that nobody asked for. America Chavez was expanded upon. Kamala Khan was created. All of that stuff happened during that era. And I was like, they're about to skip all of the line. And they're about to bring these characters that nobody asked for. And that's exactly what they did. Ironheart was a layup. I knew that was coming. Definitely when I knew when they were going to kill off Iron Man, I was like, oh, this is easy. They for sure bringing her. Ironheart, this is like literal line skipping, because Ironheart just got created. Like, Ironheart is a very, very, very new character, relatively new. So it was like they were creating characters with the intention that they were going to appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And in that video, I talked a little bit about Victoria Alonso and how she got her in her role. I don't know, but she got promoted, and now she's a chick that was talking about, why do they call them the X-Men? They got a lot of women in it. It's like, you do not understand, in the term women, the term men is in there. Dope. But that's her. And she was talking so much about how they were basically entering into this age of inclusivity. So we knew this. Like, anybody that was paying, that had read the books, you knew this was coming. There was a lot of force. Like, you knew Captain Marvel. It was like they were making a move on that because they were really trying to force her. Didn't really make sense. Wasn't really hitting on. They rebooted her so many times. Nobody was interested in this goddamn character. Carol Danvers of being Captain Marvel. Nobody was interested yet. Here she gets her own fucking movie. Even when Marvel gets all of the properties back because they're in the hands of Disney, they still were bringing in characters that nobody fucking asked for. And that's what you got. You got Riri Williams. You got America Chavez. You got Kamala Harris Khan. You got characters just no. When I say nobody asked for them, I'm not saying that Marvel should be required to introduce characters that people like normies knew. That's not what it is that I'm saying. But your company was built, let me say, you have a testing ground, right? You have a testing ground. Your testing ground is your comic books, okay? And if something isn't working there, you probably don't bring them into the main continuity, not in a prominent role. But that's what they're doing. It's not like they're introducing these. I guess you could kind of consider that with America Chavez. But like with Kamala Harris Khan, with Riri Williams, these guys are getting their own shows. So you're boosting them into Captain Marvel. She got her own movie. She wasn't just a side character. And then it's not like we're going crazy when we say, well, they're doing it for social justice reasons. No, Victoria Alonso will tell you that's exactly why we're doing it. The whole promotional campaign and tour, they can't stop telling you about inclusivity and representation. Like, they're telling you why they're doing it. They're doing it to check a box. And I saw this coming a mile away. So here we go. Ironheart is being filmed. This goofy, arrogant ass Riri Williams. What a name to give her. It's funny. It was I can't remember what book this was. Panel where some it's like some U.S. government, like I don't know, military official. She shows up and calls her Iron Ma'am. I don't think they made this to be funny. Of course, she corrects him and says Ironheart, but he called him Iron Ma'am, and I was like, that's basically she's just little. She's tokenized Iron Man. That's literally all that she is. Iron Ma'am would have been far more suiting. By the way, I'm not interested. Nobody is, but you're going to get a bunch of people, as I called out in this video, a bunch of people that are going to pretend like they were interested in Riri Williams. Ironheart had her own book, which I don't know if it ever was in the top 50. It was terrible. Nobody was interested in it. But remember, people love black versions of white things. So what happens is everybody's going to pretend like they're a super fan, especially when they think that it takes it to their ideological enemies. That's always important. A lot of these stand accounts, they don't care about this stuff. They don't read these books. It's like, oh, you don't like it, therefore I like it. That's just kind of how they are. They're petty like that. So they're going to start creating their stand accounts, start acting like they are such experts. They'll read a Wikipedia article and become experts on Iron Man, and then they're going to become the biggest fans. It's inevitable. It was so easy to call out, and you didn't need to be clairvoyant. I know it seems like I was looking into the future, but I wasn't. connected the dots. That was it. So Iron Man is on the way.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.